Set during the dirtiest period in France's history. No, not modern day, Ollie, you silly sausage. I'm talking about the 14th century, and I'm talking about A Plague Tale: Innocence. Not content with making video game adaptations of Pixar films, Asobo Studios decided they would go in the completely opposite direction and make a game solely dedicated to abuse towards children. My favourite. The Black Death plagues you as you try your best to escape hyper-aggressive adults, which is kind of like getting away from R. Kelly and running straight into Drake. Like getting away from Russell Brand and running straight into P. Diddy. Like getting away from Chris Brown and running straight into Andrew Tate. Wow, there's a lot of bad famous people, huh? And on top of all that, you have to deal with a secret cabal and supernatural evil blood. The game's main focus is to make you feel as small and as powerless as possible, surrounded by all the enormous men in hulking armour. So, if you're watching and you're a sub or a bottom, then I'd recommend this game as a must play. So Ollie, have you ever played A Plague Tale: Innocence?
No, but I regret it.
No, I didn't think you would have. You're sort of scared of everything, aren't you?
I'm not scared of everything. I just haven't played it.
And this game is a little freaky, so I'll let you off. So the story, basically, is you are Amicia de Rune, who is a French noble girl living a pretty tasty life. You're kind of pissed off because you don't see your mum much because she's trying to find a cure for your brother, Hugo, who you also don't see much. In a kind of Anna and Elsa parallel, except instead of ice powers, Hugo has evil supernatural blood disease, which actually leads the French Inquisition to attack your home and mercilessly kill everyone except for Amicia and Hugo. The first kind of third part of the game is you and Hugo trying to find safe haven in the middle of not only the 100 Years' War, but also the Black Death. And instead of just being normal rats, they're sort of vicious carnivore rats. It's crazy how unlucky these two children are, really. And then the remaining 2/3 of the game is finding out more about Hugo's disease, why you were attacked, and making little mates along the way to help you out. The story is unendingly depressing, but there's an element of sweetness as Amicia and Hugo basically get to know each other. From the context of the game, it seems like they've been kept apart all of Hugo's life, really. I think he's had the disease since he were very young, and they've never been allowed to build snowmen together. So as you make your way through Aquitaine, there's pockets where they just converse and connect against the backdrop of the grimness. It's very sweet. You actually feel quite bad for Amicia because she has to be like a surrogate mother for this child she barely knows, and she's really still just I think she's 15, so she's really still a child as well. The gameplay is fun, but a bit repetitive. There's 3 major gameplay loops. There's stealth sections versus the humans, where you have to use the environment to sneak past enemies who have a patrol pattern. These, I guess, are the hardest areas because you have to be pretty precise when you sneak in to avoid detection, and I rush everything. If you get seen by an enemy human, you're pretty much dead because they walk you down and chin you in 1 hit. You've got a sling that you can use to take out enemies if you want, or if they see you and come towards you. But it's really loud, so it can attract other enemies, and it's slow, so you can't really take on multiple enemies at once. There's the puzzle sections versus the rats, where you have to figure out how to use lights and fire to provide you with a pathway through the rats that kill you if you sort of go in the middle of them. And then there's the boss battle sections, which is basically using the environment around you and the tools that you have on you to beat the boss. There's some crossover in places between all those 3 elements, but really they're the three types of sections that cycle through all the chapters of the game, interspersed with sort of lengthy story sections to break it up. So yeah, these gameplay loops are fun, but they can be a little repetitive. It's mainly the you versus the humans, you versus the rats, and you sort of do that over and over again, and you know, there is an element of puzzle to solve them, but they're all very similar, so they can get a bit repetitive. Where this game does come into its own is the more arty side, in the kind of looks and it sounds beautiful. The character models look great and very expressive. You can tell that a lot of love and craft went into them, especially when you meet Lord Nicholas and the Grand Inquisitor Vitalis, because they look really badass. The locations are beautiful as well. The French countryside, the castles, the baronies, the massive churches, they're all just so well done, and the lighting in the game makes them look 10 times better. In one section you make your way across a massive battlefield just littered with hundreds of dead bodies and rats, and it just looks fantastic. What I think they did well in this game is, even though everything's dirty and diseased, the game doesn't have that horrible grey brown look that a lot of games do when they try to convey that. It still looks very, very nice and pretty to look at. The music as well, it's mostly these haunting orchestral pieces that mesh so well with the aesthetic of the game. It's this guy called Olivier Deriviere, and he's actually done a few games where I really like the music for him, like Vampire and Greedfall. So it's not someone I really took notice of before I sort of did research for this game, but I'd probably keep my eye on him going forward for the composition. And that's it really. I mean, yeah, it's a kind of okay-ish game in terms of actual gameplay, but a really good story and aesthetic. So unless you have anything to ask, you can help me out with the ultimate question.
Yeah, there's just one more thing. Would you recommend it for people chasing platinum trophies?
I'd recommend it, yeah. You can get most of the trophies just by playing the game and getting all the collectibles. And there's kind of a few more obscure ones to get, but they're not super obscure that it'll take you ages to get them. You could really get everything without a guide. None of them are hard to get, even the obscure ones. They just sort of require a bit of lateral thinking. You kind of see things in the game where you think, oh, that feels like it's something. And generally, if you follow that thread, you'll get a trophy for like a more obscure trophy. And there's a chapter select, so even if you do miss collectibles at the end of the game, you don't have to play the whole game all the way through. You can just go back to the chapters that you missed the collectibles in, and it even tells you on the chapter select screen whether you've got everything in that level or not, or the chapter or not. So it's pretty handy like that.
That's good.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, because in games with collectibles where it doesn't do that, it really annoys me. It's like, it's just so annoying. In terms of just playing the game, yeah, it's a good game. If you're looking for something that's a great atmosphere, or you like stealth puzzle games, then you'll enjoy this. I think if stealth isn't your jam, I don't think you'll like this at all, because it's 60% stealth. So if you're not a stealth guy or girl, I don't think you'd like this game. But in terms of, like I said, in terms of story and just how the game looks, it's really good. It's beautiful. And that's all. Au revoir.